The TV channels that we have, there wouldn't have been so many councillors, so many mayors, so many members of parliament, and so many members in the House of Lords who would have had the interest in politics and also the support from the communities as well. So you have played a very important role here in the United Kingdom. What happens in Pakistan, I think we'll leave it for our Pakistani friends. And what happens with the Pakistani journalists in Pakistan, I think we should leave it also for Pakistani journalists to come this difficult time. And we should also encourage others to not only we can support Pakistan, we should do that. Thank you very much.
No, I would like to ask.
So, oh, you all have it. Okay.
After I,
okay. After I, everybody says their name, and then we'll do a line by line. Okay. I do swear in the name of God that I will faithfully execute the office of whatever President of the Pakistan Press Club UK, and will
Mr. Ashar, then we have finance, Mr. Then we have UK time, Mr. Eha, and then we have then the Dunia TV, and yourself in Midlands. Then we have musicians. Then we have Mr. Raja Faryab Khan. Then we have Mr. Suhail Abbas. Suhail Abbas belongs to ARY. And we have this fellow beings in UK.
Chief Guest, Baroness Sayeeda Warsi, Lord Nazir Ahmad, Honourable Ministers, Excellencies, Journalists, the President, Regional Lead and General Secretary. Any part of democracy, there are four pillars: judiciary, executive, have played a very pivotal and vital role, and it was not easy to show the door to the dictator. I think democracy has dawned after 9 years of struggle, and we must learn lessons from the past. But they say that the biggest lesson of history is that nobody learns lesson from it. But I think Pakistan is going through a crucial phase. We all need to act responsibly. We all need to define our boundaries and limits, and that is the only way to move forward. Any tension, any harshness between the institutions would harm the democracy and ultimately Pakistan. I welcome the newly elected body. I wish them all the best.
Rahim, Baroness Warsi, Lord Nazir, Jam Mangrayo
Oath of journalists today, because now every time you write anything about the Conservative Party, I will say you are biased. So I'm hopefully setting you up on a party political basis. But actually, in reality, I think it was right that Lord Ahmad took your oath, because he is, and I say this time and time again, if it wasn't for the achievements of people like Lord Ahmad, then certainly people like me would not have achieved what we achieved. And I think I always pay tribute to what I can say quite openly has been probably one of the biggest influences in my political life, so thank you for that. I just want to say a few words, really, in terms of what is the role of you as journalists. I think what the Minister has said is correct. I think what you heard from Hamza is also correct. But I think that you have a role which goes beyond promoting Pakistan. I think that it would be great to have journalists who promote a country or promote individuals who are trying to do good within that country. But I would say this, and I'm probably going to live to regret saying this, that I think your biggest role is to hold people accountable. It is for you to say that we are the voice of saying to people, of course we want to promote a positive image of Pakistan, but we also want to hold those who are in power and influence in Pakistan to account for the actions that they take, which ultimately reflect on whether or not Pakistan is a successful nation. And I think Pakistani journalists have been doing that effectively over the last decade, and I hope that you will continue to do so. I also think that you are absolutely essential in running campaigns. If you look at so many of the movements that have started off and been taken up by civil society and the grassroots, that's because the press have been prepared to run them as campaigns. And I think that certainly the campaign which I have been supporting through the Department for International Development is the campaign to make sure that more women in Pakistan are given the opportunity to have an education. And I sincerely hope that you and your publications will get behind that. I also think that you have a huge role to educate, to give people a detailed understanding of what Pakistan is all about. And when I say that, I don't just mean the Pakistan of today, but the Pakistan of years gone by, the history, the depth of the understanding of leaders of the past, the great poetry, the culture, the colour. There's so much that it has been available in Pakistan in the past, but actually, unfortunately, is not heard in the Pakistan of today. You know, whenever we talk about India, I take as an example, it's always about an emerging economy, it's a glamorous nation, it's about how they're pushing the boundaries. And yet, whenever we hear the narrative, certainly in the West, about Pakistan, it is sadly about extremism and counter-terrorism. And I think you certainly have a role in saying that there is much more to Pakistan than that. I can say that my government is committed to a foreign policy in Pakistan which goes beyond engagement on military means, counter-terrorism and extremism. And that's why when Andrew Mitchell was out there a few weeks ago, he went to Islamabad, but he then went to Peshawar, and he spoke specifically of education. When William Hague was there 2 weeks ago, he went to Islamabad. He then went to Karachi, to the stock exchange, and how we could help and support in relation to business. When I'm going to be there later on this month, I'm going to go to Islamabad, but I'm also going to go into the regions and talk to the ordinary Pakistani and civil society. And certainly when the further visits are planned from the government, we intend to engage on culture, on media, on sport, and so many different areas to show that Pakistan has so much more to offer. And none of that will be possible, however great our intentions in government and however great the intentions of the government of Pakistan, until you, I think, as journalists, first of all, believe that what we are doing with honest intent, that we intend to see it through, that there are real outcomes of what we are trying to achieve, and that you can see the results in Pakistan beginning to show. And when I hope and see that you see all of that, I am sure that you will automatically promote both what this government is doing for Pakistan and what Pakistan has to offer. I want to end by giving you my deep-hearted congratulations for all of those that have been elected to these honourable posts. I hope you can stand up to the responsibility and the expectation of your appointments and your office. It's something that I feel terribly all the time. When people say to me, congratulations on your appointment, I always say, I hope I can now live up to your expectations, and I'm sure you will take your responsibilities seriously too. Thank you very much for inviting me as your chief guest and allowing me to be part of this very historic